Hey class, thank you for coming in such an orderly fashion. Thanks for turning on my projector. Terry, today we're going to be talking about emotions. Can anybody tell me what an emotion is? Yes, Jennifer.
The way you feel, like if you're in a good mood when you get up in the morning, or somebody makes you mad. It's like it's if you're in a good mood or a bad mood.
Right. And so emotions are important because they help us identify how we're feeling, and that way we can communicate to other people how we're feeling, and that way we can get along better and work better as a team in class. So let me go ahead and pass out the worksheet that we're going to be working on today. If you haven't already noticed, we're going to be going over what this is called a mood monitor, and it just gives us a different title and face for the different moods that we might be experiencing. So that's going to be on your first page. On the second page, we're going to have anger control strategies that we're going to be learning if we ever feel like we're being angered or we feel like we're losing control of the situation. On the third page is going to be our exercises for the day. It's going to be reacting and overreacting different scenarios that we might encounter in our everyday lives, and we're going to be doing a fun little activity with our stickers. But first, we're going to go over our mood monitor. Okay. Does anybody volunteer to read the first the first mood that we have on the mood monitor? Yes, Terry.
Happy. I feel great. When I feel great, I am more flexible and I can see things from other people's points of view. My face looks calm and it is maybe even smiling.
Great. Yeah, perfect. So happy is what usually how we're feeling whenever maybe it's our birthday or we're gonna have a great vacation. It's cut off on the screen right here, but it's at the very top. It's a very happy face. I think we all know what happy is like. The next one I'll go ahead and read. It says, pretty good. I feel pretty good. Things are fine and I can think about other people's needs as well as my own. I usually look calm, but I may not be smiling. So pretty good is not happy, but it's not irritated at all. It's pretty good. It's usually our default mood. It's what you'll encounter whenever you come to school every day and you're having an okay. It's not okay, it's better than okay. You feel pretty good. I think we all know what pretty good is. Okay, does anybody want to read okay? Any volunteers? Oh, yes, Jennifer.
I feel okay when I'm not feeling any kind of happiness, but I am not feeling any kind of upset or irritation. I just am fine.
Perfect. Thank you for reading that. Yes, okay is how we may be feeling if we're not having our greatest day. We may not be irritated at the moment, but we may have had something happen earlier in the day that we're still thinking about. It may be a time whenever we're not our happiest, we're kind of just in the middle. It's also like a blah emotion or mood. The next one is irritated. That's going to be right here. I feel a little upset. I don't like something that's going on around me. I may not like how someone treated me, or I may not like something I have to do. I am expected to stay calm and use a calm voice and face. I do what I need to do, but I just don't feel great about doing it. Sometimes this is when I need to ask for help because I'm not really sure what is expected of me. So irritated or frustrated is, for an example of being irritated or frustrated whenever somebody cuts in front of you in line. You may be a little irritated or frustrated. For the older people, maybe it's for whenever you're driving and somebody cuts in front of you when you're driving. It may be just something a rude person says to you. It gets you a little irritated or frustrated. And mad or furious. Does anybody volunteer to read that one? Yes, Terry.
Mad or furious. I feel really upset. My face looks tight, angry. My voice sounds stressed. And I'm not doing what I need to do because I'm really stuck and feeling bad. I can tell a good friend, parent, or teacher why I'm mad, but they might not always be able to fix the problem. Sometimes just telling someone how I feel helps to make it not feel so big.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, mad or furious is where we don't want to be in our day-to-day lives. Mad or furious is a very intense emotion. It's what you feel whenever you feel like you can't get out of the situation. Some people see red, or they're breathing hard and clenching their fist, clenching their jaw. This is where we want to avoid if at all possible. Okay, so everybody has a good understanding of the mood monitor. Let's go ahead and move on to some of our anger control strategies. So that's going to be our second page. Okay, let's go ahead and read these. So the first one says, realize that this is not a very big problem and you could probably just let it go. The way I remember this one is that it's all like Elsa from Frozen, you let it go. Okay, number 2, does anybody volunteer to read that one? Yes, Terry?
Work to see it from someone else's point of view so that it's easier to understand what that person is thinking to be able to work together.
Perfect. Yeah, you work to see from someone else's point of view. Walk a mile in someone else's shoes. Number 3, remember that being part of a group means that you cannot always do it your way or make the decisions you want. So make sure to remember. Number 4, try saying okay to something you don't want to do and then watch how things turn out. Do you get madder or do you calm down? So instead of having things our own way all the time, maybe we could see how things go with if we say okay. That always reminds me of the movie Yes Man, if anybody's seen it, where he just says yes to everything. And he ends up having a really great time because he's very agreeable. He experiences new things, and he finds out that saying yes to things, while sometimes it can be dangerous, but a lot of the time being agreeable is pretty awesome. Okay, and the last one, anybody volunteer to read the last one? Yes, Jennifer?
Focus on staying friendly in the group rather than on winning. You win if people still want to play with you.
Right, and the way I remember this one is you can't play a team sport by yourself. Like basketball. Can anybody think of any other sports that is a team sport that you can't play on your own?
Football.
Football, yes. That's perfect, Terry. Thank you. All right, so now that we have our anger control strategies, I want you to remember these, and you can flip back to them if you need to. Let's go ahead and skip the questions down here. I don't want y'all to answer those. And let's go ahead and go to our reacting and overreacting worksheet. Okay, now the reason I've left this up here is so that we can use it as a reference. It's also the first sheet that we had, our mood monitors. For this exercise, we're going to be using stickers for this one. So I'm going to get you in groups of 2. You're going to be using the stickers to put whether it's green, which is a pretty good or happy mood. Yellow is going to be the okay mood for these situations. Blue is going to be irritated or frustrated, and red is going to be mad or furious. So I think that's pretty easy to understand. Green is good, yellow is okay, blue is kind of irritated, and red is pretty frustrated. So I'm going to go ahead and pass out these stickers, and we're going to do the first one together. Okay. So the directions say, use feeling words to describe how you feel, and then react to the following situations. So the first one says, a person cuts in front of you in line. Now, using our mood monitor, can anyone tell me how they feel, what color they would use to describe the first mood or the first situation? Yes, Jennifer?
I would say blue for irritated.
Right, so you wouldn't be mad or furious in this situation. You wouldn't be really upset because somebody cut in front of you in line. You would just feel a little irritated or frustrated. It's a little upsetting. You know, people don't like when other people cut in front of them. So let's go ahead and put our blue sticker down on the first one. Okay. Now what I want y'all to do is find the anger control strategy that links with this one. And you can use any of these strategies, but there are some that are more appropriate than others. So let's take a look at our anger control strategies. Are there any that you guys see that would fit in this situation, that fits perfectly in this situation? A person cuts in front of you in line. Can anyone think of an anger control strategy to use? Yes, Jennifer?
I would say realize this is not a very big problem and you should probably just let it go.
Perfect, exactly. So just like Elsa, you gotta let it go. Let it go, it's not that big of a deal. Now I know some of you may be saying, well, what if we're running late? I understand, you know, things happen, but it's better to let things go sometimes when they're not that big of a situation. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so what you're going to do is go ahead and write down that anger control strategy on number 1. And then whenever you and your partner are done, I'm going to have y'all compare your answers to mine, and the one that gets the most correct compared to mine is going to win something great at the end of class. So go ahead and get focused, and I'll be around shortly to monitor you guys.